awesome in this place. Tell somebody he's awesome in this place. He's awesome in my life. Oh, come on, you know what? Let the redeemed of the Lord say so. I don't know about you, but Paul said it better. He said, I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. Good morning, Triumph. Good morning, Triumph. Good morning. Praise be unto you in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And can I say one thing? It is good to be here. Amen. It is good to be here. There's nothing like being in the house of the Lord. Would you look at your neighbor for me and say, neighbor? Neighbor. I don't know what you came to do. But I came to praise the Lord. Amen. You know, let somebody know. Look at somebody else. Say, I don't know what you came to do. But I came to lift up the name of Jesus. Because he said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto myself. Good morning, good morning. I want to say good morning to our guests. If there's any guests in the house, guests, if you're in the house, would you just wave your hand? We won't make you do any crazy stuff. Amen. To our guests. Y'all praise God for our guests. Amen. Oh, come on, y'all do better than that. Amen. We want to thank you for being here this morning. Now I want y'all to know, once I put my glasses on, I can't see. Okay. You know, some people put their glasses on to see. I put mine on so I can't see. But we want to welcome you if you're a guest. Would you please, there's a communication card in the front couch and a seat in front of you. If you would grab that, if you would put your name on there, your telephone number, your email address, and if you would try to put it as legibly as you can, I'd appreciate it, and we will get back to you. If you have any prayer requests or concern, we will be praying for you, and we turn those over to our prayer ministry, and we also pray for those ourselves. So God bless you. Triumph, it's good to see you this morning. Thank you so much. Also, can I thank you so much for the way we represented. I understand that when I was with the blood drive, and that people were coming off the streets to give blood, and I thank you for your love and your hospitality and the way that you move on. You know, tragedy doesn't reveal who you are, it reveals what's in you. Amen. And you know what, your love and the way that you responded, and people appreciated it, and I was so proud, and I'm so thankful to you. So thank you for what you did. Thank you for the love you showed, and I ask that we continue to pray. Amen? Amen. But not just for what happened in Pittsburgh, and not just for what happened in California, but there was a couple that was same thing happened to them. They were murdered. Someone walked in the grocery store and shot them. And let us not forget to remember. Amen? Amen. So before we start going to the preaching moment, I'm going to ask that we take a moment to pray for those families. But there's so many ancillary. I mean, I was talking to the police officers that showed up there, and even the thoughts in their mind and how hard it is for some of them. They can't even, because when you see certain things. Amen. Say amen. Amen. But you know what? But we thank God. We serve a God that enables us to overcome anything. Tap your neighbor and say, you can make it. You can make it through a storm. Amen. So I appreciate that. I also want to, can I do a housekeeping thing real quickly before y'all step down? In the coming weeks, you're going to see that those front doors, when you come to church during the week, you'll be able to get in the front doors, but you won't be able to get in the side door or the second set of doors without ringing a buzzer. All right. Because sometimes people are in here quietly, they're choir practice, and you don't know who's walking in and out Bible study. And we just want you to be protected. Amen. Amen. I'm sorry. I can't control the world we live in, but I can control what we do in this world. All right. Amen. Amen. So you know what? There will be certain things. The security ministry will be giving you certain directions and we will be rehearsing those over the next weeks and months, just to let you know the children are safe back there, where the exits are, what we do, and who's in charge. Amen. And just because you want to be in charge don't mean you're in charge. Amen. Tell your neighbor, say, I know you're in charge at home. Somebody else will be in charge here. And I want to thank God for Brother Haas and Brother Johnson, who have taken over security ministry. And they might be contacting some of you to participate. But you know what? We live in a world where, I don't know about you, I didn't choose this, but I'm not going to let anybody stop me from worshiping my God. Amen. Thank you, Lord. Amen. I'm not going to let anybody stop me from sending my grandparents to school. Amen. I don't hear what I'm saying. Amen. I refuse to live a life of fear. Amen. That's the enemy. The enemy wants you bound in fear. But God has come that we might have life. Amen. And what kind of life? Life more abundant. Y'all want to pray for me this morning? Hey, I'm going to praise God for the praise team because they make me want to preach this morning. Amen. And they remind us, God is moving in the midst of us. Amen? Hey, I'm going to take a moment. We're going to ask the young people to stand as before they go out. We're going to pray with them. How do y'all, can y'all see me up here? Because they changed. I came back, they changed the light. I was glad my key still fits the door. Okay? and I want to let you know, I want y'all to thank y'all for praying for us. I'm a little crazy. So my wife and I, I had to pray for her because she backed out on me. And we went on this mile-long zip line. I was going like 60 miles an hour. And she wouldn't go on, so I wouldn't get it again. But we just had a great time celebrating our anniversary and her birthday. So I thank you so much. And she don't even look like she aged, does she? She looked the same age. But I did know one thing very significant. Never let your wife go shopping while you're on the zip line. Take the credit card with you. Okay? Because you know what? I wanted to go jump without the rope when I saw the credit card. But all hearts and minds are clear. Can we have the children, our youth stand? And we're going to pray for them before they depart out and go to the various sections. We thank God for them. Would you extend your hands to them? We pray their protection and their direction, as we bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for these, our young people. We thank you, Lord, for they are the leaders of today. Teach us to do a better job of training them to take over now. They love you right now. They know you right now. And when I read your word, Samuel's and Jeremiah's and Daniel's and Joseph's, they were at a young age came to Christ and were powerful for the kingdom of God. Bless them, I pray. Protect them, Lord, and give them special dispensation of wisdom and knowledge. Let them be above their peers as far as wisdom and understanding. And please continue to protect their innocence. Don't let them be exposed to the wrong thing too soon. Teach us, my Father God, that they don't need all the adult problems that we can't handle. But when they do incur them, Lord, help us to be there for them. And please just you be a fence all around them, Lord. Keep them in your care and let them take over as they build your kingdom, I pray. In Jesus' name, amen. You may be dismissed. God bless you. Come on, bless our children. Bless our young people. And open up your Bibles while you're doing that. Let's open up to the book of Mark. To the book of Mark. Book of Mark, the 3rd chapter. When you stand up, as you stand up, bring somebody up beside you. Just tell them, say, it's good to see you this morning. God loves you. God loves you. God loves you. Amen. God loves you. Amen. We're going to go to the 3rd chapter of the Gospel of Mark. As y'all remember, I started sharing with you the last few weeks. I think the week before we talked about the young man that opened up the ceiling and lowered their friend down, and tore the roof off. And we were talking about following Jesus. Because the Jesus of the Bible is not the same Jesus that people often talk about. Yeah. I don't know about you. We need to read the Bible to find, because Jesus was radical. Jesus challenged you. We wouldn't like Jesus, some of us, because Jesus got up in your grill and said, if you're going to mess with me, I got demands for you. Come on. And so Jesus is a lot different. So I want to talk about following. We're doing a series on following Jesus, but I'm talking about following the Jesus of the Bible. Not the Jesus of the United States. Not the Jesus of any political party. Not the Jesus of any far right or far left. But the Jesus of the Bible. Amen? Amen. So open up Mark, the 3rd chapter. We're going to read verse 1 through 6. I'm sorry, I put that on there wrong. It should be 1 through 6. I'm going to use the New King James. Whichever Bible you have, it's still a good Bible. Amen. Okay, now remember, I can't see you now. And he entered the synagogue again, and a man was there who had a withered hand. So they watched him closely whether he would heal him on the Sabbath, so that they might accuse him. And Jesus said to the man who had a withered hand, "Step forward." Then he said to them, "Is it lawful on the Sabbath to do good or do evil, to save or to kill?" But they kept silent. And when he looked around at them with anger, being grieved by the hardness of their hearts, he said to the man, stretch out your hand. And he stretched it out, and his hand was restored as whole as the other. Then the Pharisees went out and immediately plotted with the Herodians against him, how they might destroy, or as it says in the New Living Translation, how they might kill Jesus. May the Lord bless the reading of his everlasting, perfect word. Lord, we want to thank you, Lord. We thank you, Lord, that you've allowed us to assemble in this place, and my Father God, that you've allowed us to tabernacle with you, and your presence is here with us, Lord. Your manifested glory is in this place. We thank you, Lord, because wherever you are, and the power to transform life is present. So, Lord, no matter what we came in here with, Lord, you can transform our situation. No matter how broke our heart might have been, or how situation of healing we might have been in need of, or what deliverance we might have been searching for. Right now, Lord, we know that you're moving in the midst of us, so we thank you. I pray for your rich anointing to just cause an assuage of grace to pour out in this place. Lord, touch this man. Remove the me. Take all of the self out. Lord, let me die to myself. I've already confessed my sins to you, but I confess again, Lord, because, Lord, we sin through omission and commission, and I want nothing in the world. So, Lord, use this vessel. And, Lord, speak a word to your people. Encourage us, Lord, when we need encouragement. Convict us when we need convicted, and stretch us when we need to be more of what you're calling us to be. We truly love you, Lord. And we thank you for what you did. We thank you for what you're doing, and we bless you for what you're going to do. In Jesus' glorious name we pray. The people of God said, amen. You may be seated. God bless you. Would you take a moment to look around you? Look at somebody around you and say, neighbor, God loves you. And I love you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. Amen. Amen. Find somebody else. Come on. I don't care if they look at you or not. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, God loves you. And I love you as well. And there ain't nothing you can do about it either. Who in here needs blessed? Just raise that one hand up there, right? And who in here wants to be a blessing to somebody else? Because the way you get blessed is by giving blessings. Say amen? So would you just extend your hand out, and don't be chinchy with your blessing. And say, neighbor, I want to speak a blessing into your life. I want to speak and proclaim God's breakthrough, God's miracle, God's deliverance in your life. I know he can do it. So I am going to praise him in advance for what I know he's going to do in your life right now. Oh, come on, bless the Lord for what you expect. Hallelujah. Won't he do it? Won't he do it in your life? I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait till I get it. I want to shout about it now. Hallelujah. God is great and greatly to be praised, church. And as I said, I want to stick with this theme for a few weeks. I want to share with following Jesus, because I'm learning a lot. Because you can read so much that you forget what God is saying. And we get comfortable in the stories. I want facts. I'm like I want to be like Joe Friday, Dragnet, just the facts. Okay. So I want to talk about this subject if I can a little bit. I want to talk about stretch out. Tell your neighbor, say stretch out. Look at somebody, stretch out. Touch somebody, stretch out. Stretch out. Stretch out. We all know right now that we live in a world that's off-center. Things are off. And I'm so glad Jesus came, because Jesus came to help put us back into alignment, because everything is so off. And as Jesus comes and moves, things get back where they're supposed to be. Now, Jesus was so effective, I believe, because he was able to really scratch where people itched. He comforted the challenged, but he challenged the comforted. And he challenged those frustrated by status quo to seeing the incredible ability of faith to stretch them into the destiny and the freedom of fulfillment. Following Jesus demands certain things from us. And that's why I say I keep talking about the God of the Bible. Because Jesus, and you read the Bible, he's a man. He said, if any man's going to follow me. He didn't say just come on in and just, do what you want to do. He said, but if you're going to follow me, you're going to have to pick up your cross. Deny yourself. He's a man that you let him help you overcome what is shortchanging your potential. And follow him into the deep levels of wholeness to become what you were created to be. Because I know you're right now, you believe I am who I am, but you are who you are, but you're not who you shall be. I mean, you're not finished. Look at this, God ain't done with me, don't say before me. Okay? You're not done yet, because he said, it does not yet appear what you shall be. But when he appears, you will be what? Like him. That's what it says in 1 John. So he lets us know that, he's still working on us, and when he comes in, he wants to keep developing us and stretching us into what we are to become. And that's why we get so, I think the frustration of Christianity is because we're sitting with an anointing, and you can't sit with an anointing. No, let me share something. I'm going to digress for a second. But, the Bible talks about anointing, and anointing comes from the fact of talking about the anointing salve. And horses, what they used to do is they used something called anointing salve. And what that was that was used to get the dander out and clean the horse's mane. But what happens is, if you let the salve, that anointing salve, stay too long, it became irritable. And it burned. And I believe that the frustration in Christianity is some of us are sitting on anointings. Y'all ain't talking to me. And it becomes frustrating. It becomes, and we try to find different ways of pleasing and grabbing life. One thing that grabs our attention, I think, is the way that, when you look at Jesus, is the way that Jesus turned problems and struggles into opportunities. He would take the painful situations that we might want to walk away from, and he would use those as opportunities to show you how life can be transformed. Every great invention in life has come out of a problem or a struggle. Everything great occurs out of challenge, and Jesus came and challenged stuff because Jesus knows how he wanted our lives to be. Matter of fact, the Jesus of the Bible did not come to coexist with the devil and the things that oppose our lives. But the Bible tells me that Jesus came to destroy the works of the devil. And anything that will prohibit life, and when I say that, anything that diminishes or destroys your potential and purpose and God's destiny for your life, Jesus came to get that out of the way. Now, I lead with that because here in this text we find and encounter a man with a condition that has limited everything in his life. He has a withered hand, and his hand can't function. His arm, it said he had a withered arm and one, it says a withered hand and one, but whatever it is, his hand is deformed, it's withered. He can't grab, he can't move, he can't display the power that we display with two hands. And it's amazing in the Bible how your deformity becomes how you're identified as. Nobody ever says the man with one good hand. They named him the man with the withered hand, okay? And isn't that what people do with us? Because we get labeled by whatever deformity or issue we have. Look at your neighbor and say, I don't call you by that. See, but we know what this man is like because all of us experience some withering in our lives. Our hopes wither. Our aspirations wither. There's something in us, something that messes with all of us, some form of attitude that seemingly can't be shaken, causes withering. Some character flaw that apparently you can't overcome causes withering in you. Some thoughts that darken your mind or something that has sunk its teeth into your life. But no matter what it is, I want to let you know this morning, without a shadow of doubt, no matter what's affecting your life, is no match for Jesus. Jesus doesn't want anything in your life that is demoralizing your person or diminishing your potential and purpose. And that's where we come to in this text. Now, this text is interesting because if you read, anybody read Mark, if you read the chapter before, you see that Jesus was dealing with the Sabbath with them before. And they were complaining about all kinds of stuff that Jesus does. How come your disciples eat like this? How come your disciples don't wash their hands? And Jesus on that previous chapter was letting them know, letting the religious leaders know that it's not what comes in it's the damage, it's what that comes out of you. Because evil doesn't come in you, evil comes out of you. It's not what you eat that makes you sick, it's that makes you sick inside. All right. And so he's having this constant fight with the religious leaders. They're constantly bickering and going at it because they like things the way it is. They like the comfortable. Religion should be like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And Jesus now has his critics. And it's important that you understand that because, never think just because you do right or live right that you're going to be without your critics. I wish somebody would say amen. Just because you do the right thing doesn't mean everybody likes what you're doing. And critics emerge because of what you do offends them because that's not what they want done. And Jesus had reminded you in Matthew 15, he said, if they persecuted me, they're going to persecute you. And because when you confront lifeless religion with life-challenging, life-challenge-changing, next-level living, critics will emerge. When you start living for God right, amen, somebody. Can I say, like I always say, if everybody likes everything you do, you probably ain't doing nothing. If everyone loves everything you say, it's because you shut up in a corner and you're not saying anything. It is the natural result of moving forward and advancing life that will cause people to criticize you. You better smack your neighbor and say amen. See, so in this text, Jesus causes the conflict. And we all have this peace movement, hippie movement, Jesus that we have in our mind. But Jesus was not. Jesus was right. Matter of fact, at times, Jesus was scandalous. Jesus provoked the issue. He said, I got to do it because they are caught so much in theology, in their theology. I need to teach them how practical and theology go together. Because we can become so spiritual minded that we ain't no earthly good. Say amen. I got to pray about it. And you know what? Every now and then, I need to pray while I go to the doctors. Y'all ain't talking to me. I need to put my practical and my theological together. And they were so theological. Jesus was trying to teach them, but I know how this applies. And now Jesus causes the conflict to escalate, and they're just waiting for this situation to accuse him. There's two groups. The Pharisees and the Herodians, they now come together to watch and spy on Jesus. And let me tell you this, anytime you see two folk that don't get along, getting along, somebody get ready to get crucified. When you see some of your enemies hanging out with your other haters, and you see them come together, watch out, you better get the whole armor on. Because somebody ain't talking to me. When you see folk that don't like each other, when you see cats and dogs playing together, these two do not like each other, but they have something in common. We got to get rid of Jesus. He's messing up the status quo. He's messing up our religious system. He's bringing in Christianity and true faith, and we're not ready for that. We want the system in place. So here, Jesus goes to the synagogue. He walks in the synagogue, and Jesus is preparing to get a man's life back together. Because remember, when you don't have ability, everything that you have needs to be restored. He needs to be restored with his family, with his community, with his hopes, with his aspirations. But isn't it amazing? Religious folk can be so cold. Can church folk be cold? And look, they're more concerned with maintaining their agenda than they are about a man being made well. Oh no, can church folk life so they could keep what they were doing and their agenda on path. They were unconcerned about the quality of life of someone else, but concerned about what they wanted to do for themselves. And Jesus is just appalled. And matter of fact, can I tell you this? When you see folk doing that, don't blame God, because that ain't God. When you see folk living a life and being cruel on the front and using scripture to back it, that ain't God. Amen? See, Jesus sees their coldness. I wish I had some help. See, it's amazing. Some folk want blessed, but they don't want nobody else blessed. They want healed, but they don't want you healed. They want help, but they don't want you help. They want to be forgiven, but they don't want you forgiven. They want God's people to be merciful for them, but they don't want to be merciful to you. They want to immigrate to the country. They start thinking like the American mindset. I got mine, you get yours. I got my job, you get your job. I got my health care, you get yours. And we forget about others. And Jesus was upset. Because how can you be so concerned about yourself that you forget about the needs of others? And you know what? The Jesus of the Bible said this. He didn't say, take care of yourself. He said, when I was hungry, you fed me. Yes. When I was in prison, and the only reason why we're in prison because grace of God. Say amen, somebody. Because I don't know about you. I did the same thing that some of the brothers that was in there when I was at my prison mission. I did it. I mean, y'all better talk to me because y'all was with me. We was all at the, and stuff wasn't legal. It might be legal now. Y'all better tell the truth in here. He said these things because he was concerned. Now, Jesus sees their heartlessness, the coldness, and it moves into anger. And what's this all about? The contention is about the Sabbath. I'm going to block somebody's blessing because it's on the wrong day. It's your birthday. That's the day you get. No. I'm going to block your blessing. But what I love about Jesus, Jesus puts God's plan back in context. What do I mean by that? Most of us don't understand Sunday. We don't even know why we worship on. We don't understand. We got so used to just getting up on Sunday and going to church. Wait, y'all better talk to me. Because most of us was made to go to church on Sunday. So it just became natural. Because my mama was, everybody living in this house got someplace to go, and it starts with Sunday school. And if you can go to church, you can go outside all day. And we didn't have 41 channels and Nintendo. We had paper in your room. And while you're here, you can clean up everything that looks like it's going to move in the house. But we don't understand. The contention was about Sunday, and Jesus was trying to bring them back to a practical understanding with their theological base. See, we have to remember that Sunday, God made it for man. Man wasn't made for the Sabbath. Now, what do you mean by that? Remember, God did this because all of us need a day off. Wait, y'all got to talk to me. Y'all have to come with me a little bit because I'm going to mess with your head a little bit. Because you know what? The Sabbath, if you go back to when God gave the commandments to Israel in Exodus, he said, remember the Sabbath. Take a day when you need to refresh. I don't care. You want to argue with Seventh-day Adventists. I know our Sabbath is this day and there's that. But you still need to remember you need a day off. And he said, don't just take a day off, but you need a day, keep it holy and set aside for other days, special to the Lord and for the Lord, because you need some time with God. Yeah. The reason why some of us are so miserable, we work in 7 days a week. You wasn't made for that. If God had to rest after 6, that's what my Bible tells me. The Bible says the reason why we honor the Sabbath is because God worked 6 days making the world and then rested. You need a rest, but you don't need just to sit around and lay in the bed and watch the game. You because you are dealing with evil and wickedness and corruption all week long. You need some time when you can rest and get refocused with God. And we can, oh, y'all better talk to me. I don't care if you work and your Sabbath happens to be on a Tuesday because you work Monday through Monday. But you better have a day. That's why we're so messed up right now.
Amen.
We don't rest. We're mean, evil, upset, disappointed, irritable, don't know what makes us happy, and want somebody else to make us happy.
Come on now, come on.
Y'all ain't saying it?
Amen.
I didn't hear those folks over there say amen. See, it's a holy day of rest, and it's 1 out of 7, but it's for you to get reconnected. God identifies a day for you to refocus and renew and reconnect to Him and reconnect to one another. And that's what it's all about. You know, I was reading an article this week, and I know last week when I was away, and one of the things that was important, you know, because some of us are, anybody political junkie, watch the news way too much? Okay, y'all was arguing about the elections. I see y'all on Facebook all the time. They ain't no good, I don't know. They just, I be laughing, I wonder, y'all be having conniptions on Facebook too. I mean, you just say, you know, and they argue with people like they care what you say. All I do is when I don't want to see what you said, I get hit. But what we're saying is one thing that we owe ourselves as believers, that if you watch the political forum and the news 5 hours a day, then you need to read your Bible at least 5 hours a day. Because you need to get that stuff out. Garbage in. So you need to get some goodness in. So you get some good stuff out. You can't keep doing that without getting a rest from it. You know, we're destroying our land because God had reason for them to give the land rest. And can I tell you, believer, tell your neighbor, I don't care how great you are, how good you are, because what we've done, and rest day is not so you can watch football all day. Because I'll never forget, anybody watch Concussion? See the movie Concussion? Yeah. I'll never forget the line that they said. They said the NFL has replaced God on Sunday. Come on. And they're right. Because there are folk that will not come to church but will be tailgating at 7:30. Y'all ain't talking to me. And I ain't got nothing against the Steelers. I love the Steelers. Hey, that's my team, okay? But that ain't my God. Because when I need a blessing, I can't call the Steelers. Okay? Matter of fact, some days they're prohibiting my blessing. Depending on the schools. God wanted, see, understand what the Sabbath is. The Sabbath is not some boring church day. Do you know what I'm saying? You need this. That's why you go a couple weeks without getting any Sabbath in you. And I bet your wife or husband will say, you need a vacation, darling. Folks will get away from you. And we don't understand because we now got other things to replace our Sabbath. And the enemy knows what he's doing. Because if I can get you drained, then you're open for anything. Jesus was dealing with this issue. Y'all forgive me, I digress, I apologize. But Jesus focuses now on the fact that they are so religious that they're hard-hearted. And you know, you can have a heart problem and not know it. Because you can't always see it from the outside because it sometimes is finely dressed and has the right religious dialect and attire. Praise be. Glory to God. God is good. I'm blessed and highly favored. While your heart is hard, mean, cruel. See, it's bad to have a heart problem and not just hardening of the arteries, but needing a Trinity bypass in you. So Jesus exposes them. And he exposes them because we see that we have heart problems today. Come on. Can we all talk and be honest? You know, you can see it in the political arena on both sides. The lack of civility and concern and the willingness to deal with just destroying people. Jesus busts them. And he tells the man to get up. And when the man gets up, he you in the middle of worship. You know, because our point of this text is that Jesus pushes the convictions of our hope. He pushes this man. See, this man came to the synagogue because this is supposed to be the place of hope. Now realize this, he snuck in. Because if you were a man or woman and you had a deformity, you weren't allowed in the synagogue. They prohibited you from coming in, and he's got a deformity, so he snuck in. But Jesus, this man comes because he sees the synagogue is supposed to be a place of hope. The church, you shouldn't just come to church, you should come to church with hope. You don't come to church just walking in and say amen. You should come to church as a place of hope, hoping that God's going to do something in your life. And he's going to break some of these barriers in your life. He's going to break some of these strongholds you're dealing with. That where 2 or 3 are gathered, some fellowship with some gifted folk will help mend some relationships, fix some situations, renew your strength, open up friendship, and reconnect you to community. You got to be pregnant when you come to church with hope. You got to come to church and you got to leave knowing that your hope is secure. See, don't just come to church just because you came to church. But this man came, if I sneak in, I can still worship God. I need God because, see, you have to understand this, and please take this with you if you don't remember anything else I said. Remember, your knowledge is your worship ceiling. Wow. What do you mean by that, Pastor? I mean this. In most respects, the quality of your worship is determined by the quality and quantity of your knowledge of who you're worshiping. And the more you know, the more you have to worship. Wait, y'all with me? Let me know if you're with me. I want to make sure I introduce you for the room. See, the society that Christ was dealing with suspended the opportunity to worship based on the issues that you had in your life, not realizing the knowledge of your worship is what helps you overcome the issues that you have in your life. So your power is in your worship. Your healing is in your worship. Your health is in your worship. Your deliverance is in your worship. But if I don't know much about the character of God, and I don't know much about the power and personality of God, then I can't worship God in a fashion in which the real praises go up and the blessings don't increase with me. Because when I know what worship is, I don't worry about who's watching me, and I don't worry if the praise team ain't singing on key. I know that if I worship God out of who I know He is, then when my praises are going up, my life is being changed. When I worship knowing, it increases my knowing and stuff gets broken. See, worship is the soundtrack that ultimately leads to victory. Amen. Did y'all know that? Yes, sir. Superheroes always have a soundtrack. We were at the beach, and one of the people said, "I'm scared to go in the water. Sharks are in the water." I said, "Ain't no sharks in that water." They said, "How you know?" I said, "Because there ain't no music." Jaws always had his music. Y'all know what I'm saying. Anytime Jaws was showing, they'd be swimming, and you knew that Jaws was coming because you heard. But if you didn't hear music, and all superheroes and all heroes have their music. You watch Batman and Superman or anyone, and as believers, our music is worship. When we worship, power comes. Our strength is in our worship. Our deliverance comes through. When you are praising, come on up and talk to me. You feel those things coming off your life because worship shifts your attention and allows us to see God better. It gives us a corrective lens for our soul that brings God and clearer to view. Worship puts your focus on God. Can I get a witness? When you're worshiping, you don't see people around you. You just know they participated with you. Because worship elevates and enlarges us, ensuring us to know that God will do the amazing. It lets us know that my hope is that God will supply all my needs according to His glory. And it's my hope that lets me know that God will heal, that God will renew my strength, and that God will look beyond my faults and see trust the sweetest frame, but wholly lean on Jesus' name, on Christ. The solid rock I stand. It's worship. So the man snuck into worship. He's forbidden because of his issue. And can I ask you to do me a favor, church? Don't bar people from coming to the place of hope because of their condition. No, I want you to get that in your spirit. Gay folk need Jesus too. Liars need, come on, y'all better talk to me. Adulterers need to come in and meet Jesus. Fornicators need Jesus. Liars, y'all already here. Y'all wait, don't act like you are, no, because if I ask you to borrow money, you will find an excuse right now. And it won't be true. I gotta take care of, my checking account and my savings account, they ain't that. No, I'm just. Don't bar people from coming to the place of hope because of their condition. We're not told how this man got this way, but he's got hope. But regardless of his condition, he's got hope in God. He's got a withered hand. And if I go in the synagogue, I don't know what's going to happen, but I can be among the fellowship of the saints. I can learn more about God. I can grow. And all they're concerned about is regulations. It's Sunday. We don't do that. It's the Sabbath. We don't do anything. But Jesus prescribes a means for restoring our withered lives. Look what he does. See, Jesus will not let you remain in a state, but that will diminish your potential or destroy your purpose. He tells this man, get up. It's time to stretch out in his head. Because isn't this the Magna Carta? Isn't this the mission of Jesus? The real mission that the Bible said. See, if you open up Matthew, the 4th chapter, if you look at the 4th chapter, I believe it's verse 18, he says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me to anoint. He's anointed me to preach to the poor, to heal the brokenhearted, to give deliverance to the captive. In other words, he's saying, I am the Statue of Liberty for your life. Give me your poor, your tired, your huddled masses. Jesus said, come to me and I will set you free, because who the Son sets free is free indeed. So now Jesus makes him stand up, because Jesus provides new power for you to fulfill your purpose in what God's creative design was for you. Through the power of Christ, remember this. Whatever you need, whatever needs to be overcome in your life can and will, if you will trust in the power of Christ. Yeah. See, the message of this text is that God extends grace and favor toward us to experience his supernatural power. And because whatever is withering your life, whatever withered state, you might have a withered mindset where you've got an outhouse outlook. You might have a withered self-esteem. You might have a withered emotional life. You might have a withered understanding of sex and love. You might have a withered understanding of relationships or how to deal with people. But Jesus makes it so and says, you don't have to stay that way. He looks at them. These cold-hearted religious folk, these folk that go to church on Monday and Tuesday and stand and pray in the marketplaces, he looks at them and says, a rhetorical question. Is it lawful to do evil or good on the Sabbath? Now, they got to sit there and he said, while you're contemplating, deliberating, evaluating, I'll appropriate. Get up. Stretch out. Now, look at what I love God tells us. Tap your neighbor and catch this right now. Because God never does for you what you're not willing to try to do for yourself. Amen. No, you got to catch this. See, he calls the man to try to do what his condition dictates he can't do. He can't stretch out his hand because he has a. But Jesus tells him to do, because if you do the trying, God will be the doing. All you got to do, we always worry about the how, when God just tells us, you do, I'll get to take care of the how. See, God wants to transform to begin and simply do two things. All the man ended. And can I tell you the two hardest things it is for us to do as Christians? Ask me what the two hardest things are. I'm glad you asked. Wait and trust.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Those are the two hardest things. You know, I was laughing on the other day when I was trying to think about this, because I got on a plane. And I don't know that pilot from a can of paint. Thank you, somebody. I don't know that pilot. I mean, I don't know what he was doing last night. I don't know his psychological condition. I don't know if he's depressed or upset. He might feel like, hey, I'm going to end this all. I don't know. But I just got on the plane, sat down, started listening to my music, and went to sleep. I don't know what he's doing in there. He could have jumped out the plane by now. But we will trust somebody that is fallible, somebody that is inconsistent, somebody that can lose it all, and somebody that's never failed, never led us wrong, never turned his back on us, said, I will never leave you nor forsake you, and we have a problem trusting him. Jesus told the man, in other words, trust me. I know you failed in the past, but trust me. I know you got your fears, but trust me. Stretch out. I know you messed up in your past, but stretch out. I know people make fun of you about your faith, but stretch out. I know that haters will hate on you, but stretch out. I know I'm telling you to do what you can't do, but stretch out. Because anytime God tells a person to stretch out in faith, he always gives them the power to do what they otherwise could not do. I know what I'm talking about. Where you at, Moses? Moses, stretch out that rod. Wait, God, what you telling me? Wait, stretch out the rod. No, you just stretch out the rod. I'll open up the sea. You stretch out, and the Red Sea will open. If you stretch out in your relationship will be repaired. If you stretch out in your salvation will, see, you need to tell your neighbor to stretch out, please. Tell them to stretch out, stretch out. Stretch out and change your circumstances. Stretch out and save your marriage. Stretch out and seize your future. Stretch out and revive your career. Stretch out, take victory over the enemy. Stretch out, develop your children. Stretch out and break the cycle in your family. Stretch out, cultivate your neighborhood. Stretch out, fulfill your purpose. Stretch out, walk in authority. Stretch out, embrace your miracle. Stretch out, enlarge your kingdom. Stretch out, let Jesus save you and repair you and renew you and revive you. Stretch out. All you gotta do is stretch out. God has more for you than a padded pew. God has more for you than a complaining and murmuring ministry. God has more for you. He says if you stretch out, and what happened when he stretched out? God gave him his present back and his future. See, and that's what Jesus, because Jesus knows about stretching out. That's all Calvary did. He just stretched out. He stretched out. And as he stretched out, he kept on stretching. He said, Father, man, you pulling me. Why are you forsaking me? But he kept on stretching out for us. He said, because I want to show y'all that the works I do, you're going to do also. And greater works are you going to do because I go to the Father. So as they stretched him out, that was all right. But Jesus kept stretching, and when they put him in the grave, he was still stretching.
All right, amen.
So early in the morning, on Thursday morning, he just stretched on up. And got up with all power in his hands. And when he got up, he said, it's time for us to stretch. He said, stretch out and live for me. Stretch out and follow me. Stretch out and love like I love, and serve like I serve, and worship like I worship, and operate in faith like I did. Stretch out. I'm going to take my seat. It's time to stretch out. You know, God called us for more. Your dreams are not big enough right now. Because if your dream's big enough for you to do it by yourself, it's not big enough. Your hopes and faith, you're just comfortable with being, well, I'm a member. What? God gifted you. You're gifted. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody gifted in this house? I'm talking about he gifted you. What you do in the world has nothing to be compared with, but he can do what you in for for your eternal purpose. Amen. But you got to stretch out. Now that's hard. You know, anybody a TV fan, Indiana Jones fan like I am? Matter of fact, that's what you hear on my phone when it rings. That's Indiana Jones. I'm going, dun, dun, dun. But I love the last one. I love it because they're searching for the cup that supposedly Jesus drank from. Y'all remember that? And they're looking for the cup. And you know, we always look in the wrong way because we're looking for all this glamorousness when Jesus he didn't do all that. He wasn't into all that. But I love it when his dad gets shot and he now has to go through himself. And he has to go through the gauntlet of getting through safely. And he has to follow the path of the penitent man. Ducks just in time. Wow, that's amazing. But then he gets to where he's got to cross over to the other side. He gets to the cliff and he can't see what we see. He sees nothing but air between him and the other side. Y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all watch TV because something else it's really holy. Y'all won't. But he goes and he looks at it and it says, have faith. So he's got to walk by faith. He's got to walk by faith. Now, I know right now, when I step, I'm going straight down. Right? If I don't, y'all all going to just go crazy. It's going to be church like we ain't never had it before. You know, I'm going to start floating around after that, okay? You know, but he steps out. And there's a path there that he can't see. But unless he stretches out, he can't walk on the path. Right. Because I will only stay in vision faith and not faith. He steps out. And that's what God's telling us. He's saying, stretch out. I know you can't see, but when's the last time I let you down? I mean, I know, I didn't ask you last time you let me down. I said, when's the last time? He said, step out. When's the last time that I didn't have your best interest in mind? He said, step out. When's the last time I didn't make your dreams a reality? He said, step out. When's the last time I didn't deliver you from stuff that you did to yourself? He's saying, step out, because although it's withered right now, I've got more purpose for you in life. I've got greater life for you to experience. I've got a greater walk for you to contain. I've got a greater future for you to see. It's time to step out. Stretch out your hand. Stretch out that withered hand. Stretch out the other withered hand. Stretch out. God, I'm going to trust you. Now, I know you're going to do some stuff, Lord. Some of the hardest things are doing. I got to wait for you. Because it doesn't say how long this man was waiting with a withered hand. But he's a man now. How long did he have to wait? But he still said, God is good and God's going to direct my life. I'm trusting. I'm going to wait till my change comes. Yes, Lord. Well, we got some extended hands right now. And they're stretched out to you. Lord, I don't know what the withering situation in their life was. But I know that when we stretch out, you have us pressing toward the mark of the high calling in Christ Jesus. The God of the Bible, the Jesus of the Scriptures, challenges us and says, I want you to be more than what you imagine in your own human imagination. You're limiting yourself. I've given you unlimited potential, unlimited power. I have my Spirit indwelling within you. I've given you a gift that no one can operate like you can. I've given you a destiny so that you must fulfill it, because the night's going to come when no man can work. So Lord, move in these people right now. As our hands are extended and our eyes are bowed before you, our heads are bowed and our eyes are closed, we just extend ourselves, Lord, because maybe there's someone right now that you want to, they realize that I want to stretch my life into giving myself to Jesus Christ. I know he died for my sins. I know he was buried. I know he rose again on the third day. And I want to give myself to him. Would you all stand with me while we help them make that decision? While we help them make that move. Every eye closed, every head bowed. If you have never given your life to Jesus Christ, I want you to make a decision and make a choice right now. Now, believe me this, I am not telling you to join church because I don't want you to get confused. I'll ask that afterwards. But for right now, I want to ask you to give your life to Jesus Christ. If you want to accept Christ, you believe that he died on the cross, was buried and rose again on the third day, and you are willing to confess that for salvation, if there's one right now, raise your hand high. Don't sit there. Make a decision for Jesus. Is there one? Stretch out. You got to stretch your hand out. Stretch it out for God. Or maybe you've already accepted Christ as your Savior. And today it's time to connect with community. Triumph is a great church home. I want to be so thankful for what people put on Facebook the other day about the wonderfulness of Triumph. Amen. This is a great place to grow. We have flaws, but we have some great successes and movements for God and ministry. And if you'd like to be a part of our fellowship, we'd love to have you right now. I don't want you to continue to just come in and not make a decision. Make a decision today that I want to be a part of Triumph. Raise your hand. I want to be a part of this. Stretch out. You got to step out by faith. You don't need the shadows for much longer. And today is the day, the acceptable day. Is there one? Well, while you're here, I hope you use your communication card if you just want to talk and say, Reverend, I want to know what it means to be a member of Triumph, so you can talk to me. So I want you to know, I want to take that bulletin, call me tomorrow morning, call me tonight, call me today. Talk to me on the way out of church. Grab one of the deacons or the ministers. I want to know what that means. You need to be a part of the community of Triumph. Now, Lord, we're standing here. And there's so many things in so many areas that you can fix in our lives. We're not going to tell anybody else, but we came here this morning hoping that you changed us. Because we all know that there's something that we've been hoping you change and get rid of. I know it's been in your life for a long time, but just because it rents doesn't mean it owns you. Yeah. Right. So God wants to give you your life back. Right now, I want you to extend a hand, whatever it is, and whatever is with it in your life. I want it to be in your mind and in your heart. Don't you sit there acting like you ain't got it going. You got it going on, because we all are wrestling with some things. So whatever it is, raise your right hand and wither and let God see it. Let God see it. I'm acknowledging you, God, because I'm saying that only you can help me, Jesus. Willpower won't do it, but the will of God power will do it. So Lord, that thing that's curtailing who I am to be, that's diminishing my purpose, that's holding me back from fulfilling the potential that you planted in me, Lord, right now would you touch it? I don't know what it is in your life, but God does. And, whisper it in your mind. Say, Lord, I'm calling on you right now. Because I know your power is present to heal. I believe in the God of the Bible. I believe in the Jesus of the Bible that never left people the way he found them. They were always in a changing, renewed state as they were advancing, becoming more of what he had already, and when he created them, called them to be. Now, Lord, would you just take the tears right now and interpret them? Because what we love about you, Lord, is you interpret tears. You know what we're saying through our tears. The Holy Spirit interprets our groans and our utterances. So, my Father God, would you minister to our loneliness right now? Lord, you know what we're in need of. And some of us came this morning, we just want we just want a friend in our lives. We just want somebody to love us for us. We want to be in a relationship, healthy relationship. We don't want nothing. We just want to be in a healthy relationship to have a friend. Lord, please meet those needs today. People often proclaim these dollar sign needs, but sometimes the deepest emotional things are the deepest needs, and only you can meet them. So we bless you. Now we claim you. And all that you are, we claim you, because the more we know of you, the greater our worship, the greater our worship, the higher our praise, the greater our praise, the greater the blessings that fall. So Lord, as we close this prayer, no one's going to be able to stop our lips and hands from praising you. Because we're going to worship you as the redeemed, knowing that you will deliver all that needs to be in our lives. So we bless you, we praise you, we exalt you. In Jesus' glorious and great name. And the people of God, praise him and worship him. Amen. Now, you got to do that more than that. I know you're going to shout, but you need to shout this moment. Lord, glory, all glory is yours, Lord. We give you the glory, Lord. We give you the praise, Lord. We extol you, Lord. The trees that we fall, Lord. Lord, we're willing to do everything you say. We're going to bless you in the morning, in the evening, and 7 times a day. We will lift up your name. Hallelujah. Give somebody a high five. Have a seat. Give somebody a high five. No, come on, don't sit down. Don't sit down while I'm giving somebody a high five. I'm going to turn this over to our deacons. For our morning offering. Which deacon is to take our morning offering? Come on, y'all should already be there. Is it Brother Sean? Come on, Sean. I'll let you take the morning offering. Please, as you take the morning offering, please, as they go take the offering, please remember, what's the day? The Sabbath. This is a day dedicated unto God. It ain't like when we were younger when they had the blue laws and stuff like that. But it's a day when you need to rest and give yourself to reconnecting with God. Brother Sean, God bless you.
Good morning, Triumph.
Good morning.
This is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and we shall be glad in it. Can the offering please come up? Dear Lord, we thank you for this glorious day, and we ask you to take this offering that we are about to offer to you, Lord. Use it to magnify and build your kingdom, Lord. Bless the hearts, minds, and souls that are about to give to you today, God. Use it to edify your kingdom. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
There it goes, that's it. That's the short. The oldest, the one that we got for Triumph. Our blessed assurance.
Yeah, thanks, Sean.
Blessed